Hi, welcome to What Are You Reading? A podcast with the Public Library of Mount Vernon in Knox County. My name is Christie.
And I'm Katie.
And this month, Katie and I were thinking, well, you know, it's March. What kind of theme could we come up with?
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up both picking very strong female characters.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, we have women's history and all that kind of stuff going on this month. And then a coworker had mentioned, coming up soon, we've got the whole in a lion, out like a lamb thing going on. Mm-hmm. So we actually both picked really interesting kind of female forward fantasy /
fairy tale retelling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Our copy of the book that I chose is actually checked out, which is amazing. I listened to the audiobook on Hoopla.
Okay.
And my choice was Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. And I'm already a big fan of her. So this was like a little bit of a cheat for me, to be honest. Because I already knew I loved her. And this one came out a little while ago. So I also wanted to pick something that, maybe wasn't getting the attention that it should. And then I look and it's checked out. So, which is so great. And the audiobook is fantastic. So if you do have your library card and you've got Hoopla downloaded or Libby on any of your devices, you can absolutely check out the audiobook and listen like I did on my phone and in my car. And then late at night while I was playing my phone games and had my headphones on listening to it. So that is always an option, and it was great.
Mm-hmm. And Hoopla is no wait.
Yes.
So
instantly.
All of you, the many people that watch this.
Yes.
Can check out Spinning Silver all at once.
Yeah, we could do a buddy read, let me know what you think and what we can talk about it. But Katie, what did you pick?
So I did How to Be Eaten by Maria Adelmann. And I was thinking of ways to describe the book, and it's kind of like Bluebeard's girlfriend, Gretel from Hansel and Gretel, the Queen from Rumpelstiltskin, Cinderella, and Little Red Riding Hood walk into a basement.
Wow! Oh, look out!
It's a trauma survivors group that caters to fairy tale characters. They're not fairy tale characters in the books in the book, but it's the stories. Mm-hmm. So, and yes, Little Red Riding Hood was eaten by a wolf. So they're still talking wolves in this world, but it's great because there's probably something nefarious going on. I haven't finished the book. The person leading the group there's something off about him.
Okay.
And I haven't figured it out yet, but they all got emails one day that were like, hey, you want to get screened and to do this new thing that's specifically for you? Mm-hmm. And they all said no. And then by the fifth email, they were like, okay, what do I have to lose? Mm-hmm. So the chapters are broken up, and one woman tells her story each week. And the first one is Bluebeard's girlfriend. But in this, Bluebeard is a tech mogul who dyes his hair, his beard, cyan. Mm-hmm. And she lives in the beach house across the way from his beach house. And she meets him at a party, and he was interested in her sister, but she managed to catch his eye. And if you're familiar with the story of Bluebeard, it goes from there. And she finds out that this wealthy, charming, sexy man is not who he seems to be. Mm-hmm. So, and then you get Red Riding Hood and then Cinderella. So those are and Cinderella's is really interesting too. Her name is Ashley. And she is on a Bachelor-esque dating show called The One. And she wins it. So her dreams are supposed to come true because, she got the ring. And she's planning her wedding, and I forget the fiance's name, but it was like, oh, the whole time in the book, she's just, I don't know why I'm here. I'm getting my happily ever after. But when it's her turn to speak, you realize that she really does belong there.
Wow.
So, and Ruby is the Little Red Riding Hood, and she is mouthy, and and she's wearing a coat that is disgusting because it's made from the wolf. And she never takes it off. It's like summer in New York City, and she's wearing a fur coat all the time. So she has a lot of opinions about other people, but not so much for herself.
Yeah.
So, and the queen from Rumpelstiltskin is kind of like the motherly energy of the group. So, and I mean, Gretel is the recluse. I'm getting ready to find her story and that. Okay. But I mean, it's exciting. I think it's described as darkly funny, and it is.
Yeah.
There's, if you have any sort of trauma, maybe not.
So trigger warnings.
Yeah. So there is like, intimate partner abuse, and the thing with Bluebeard's girlfriend, whose name is Bernice, she's dealing with the media as well because hers just happened. And everybody is like judging her. Did she know about what Bluebeard was doing? Did she help? And just kind of being really judgy like the media is.
Yeah.
So if like bullying and partner abuse, you could say maybe a little child molestation, depending on how you read Ruby's story.
Okay.
So if those are bad for you,
trigger warnings galore.
They're not throughout that, like, it's one person's trauma at a time.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, oh my gosh, we're bringing this up again.
Yeah.
So,
So, like, definitely do your research first. Like, I'm sure if you go to Maria Adelmann's website...
Yeah, I'm trying to think if she has a trigger warning thing in here.
Because a lot of times the author, they might not include it, but they might have it on their website. So, if it isn't in the book, I definitely suggest, like, doing your research or, looking up the title online to see what other people are saying. Typically, people are really good about spoilers, not including those, but saying, if there's, like you said, if there is, something to do with, like harming a child or harming an animal or domestic abuse or things like that, that typically, that will be warned to you in case those are some of your things. So,
but
it's good to know.
That to be said, and even though I still have like 2 stories left to do, I loved it, and I'm like, so hopefully they stick the landing.
Yeah.
But I could not put it down when I started reading it.
That's awesome.
Until like life happened, and then and I had to put it down and haven't picked it back up yet.
Well, I think it's such an original, it's an original take on a fairy tale retelling because it's something I would have never thought to put those characters in that type of situation where they're in a support group. It reminds me of just hearing about it, the Final Girls. I think that's Grady Hendrix. Where you've got all of the girls that have survived the traumatic killer events, right? So, say Ghostface or Michael Myers or Jason or something like that. They've survived these kind of encounters, and then they have a support group. So that's so cool. I definitely want to read it.
Oh yeah, you would definitely love it.
Yeah, it's right up my alley. It sounds like. I definitely can't wait to hear what you think. And hopefully it sticks the ending.
Yeah. And I will be turning this in fairly soon.
So, hey,
by the time this airs, hopefully it will be turned in.
If you're coming in April, it should be available. Yeah,
also available on Libby.
Awesome. Okay, so there is a digital resource available.
Yeah,
perfect.
So, ebook and physical copy.
Yay! That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds super good. I want to add that because I do eat up the fairy tale retellings. I love, and you obviously you guys already know, I love anything in the dark. So the darker the better. Which and you had mentioned Rumpelstiltskin, so that makes for a very smooth transition into my pick because we follow again Spinning Silver. It is a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin's daughter.
Oh.
So her name is Miriam, and she is kind of taking over her dad's business. So Rumpelstiltskin has handed her the throne, and she is notoriously good at shaking people down for their debts.
Okay.
So she is a debt collector. She's extremely good at it. And because of that, she is getting a lot of hubris. So she starts going around to, you know, the pubs and talking to the villagers and whatnot and bragging about how she's so good at her job that she can turn silver into gold. And this catches the ear of a Fey Lord. His name is Sterrick, and he's like, that's gonna be for me. So he forces her into marriage for her powers and kind of brings her into the fold. Along the way, we meet other very strong female characters who are also in very tough situations. So we meet a peasant girl who is being abused at home and is looking for a way out. So she, you know, sees Miriam as this like amazingly strong person so she kind of latches onto her, and, you know, Miriam's able to pull her out of a bad situation. And then she later is able to help Miriam in hers. We also meet another like princess who's kind of married off to the Tsar of, you know, the kingdom, who's trying to get away from him, who's doing a lot of like nefarious things. This story is based off of like a Slavic folktale of like fire and ice.
Okay.
So we have Miriam, who, you know, has this like golden ability, and then we have Sterrick, the Fey King, who is kind of a Jack Frost type character. So he brings winter, and obviously uses and abuses those powers greatly. So this is fantasy. But it's so easy to get into. So, and it is kind of nice to listen to the audiobook because I am that person that when I'm reading a fantasy and we have fantasy spellings of names, I am like, I get to the name and I'm like, how's that? Is on the road down, you know, so I will like just skim over. But hearing the narrator tell you, you know, what the name should be definitely helps keeping characters straight. Even though I have like notes here, I'm able to hear her and, you know, say, oh, okay, well, this is what, you know, Wanda I got, Irina I got, but the spellings of like Miriam and the Fey King, I was like, that could go either way. So it's really entertaining. I think that it's very approachable because Naomi Novik is known for just like this amazingly lush and deep fantasy writing that she does. And this is still very approachable. So thinking back to some of the things that we've read in the past that, you know, I will admit that I even have a hard time getting through, like Lord of the Rings, or, you know, some of the more like denser Brandon Sanderson or The Wheel of Time, those kind of things. They are approachable. Game of Thrones. But Naomi's ability to spin a story that pulls you in, you're able to be just fully immersed in these scenes. We're not to throw Stephen King under the bus, but I'm going to do it. We're not spending like a lot of time, you know, pages and pages and pages on, you know, a blade of grass. As important as that may be, we definitely move through it kind of fast, and that is great. So I listened to this really quickly. I love it so much. Actually, it's a reread, so I love it that much. I have a copy on my shelf at home.
Yeah. When we were picking our books, I actually had this one on my list.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
It is very good. And it is like I mentioned, it's a little bit elevated. So I feel like, you're able to really, you think about Rumpelstiltskin and we're familiar with these stories, like and how to be eaten. So it's really great when authors like Maria and Naomi are able to take what twist it on its head and make it something almost completely different, yet still a little bit familiar.
Yeah, very much like the Once Upon a Time TV show.
Absolutely.
Where it kept true to the original character, but went completely in different directions.
I really like that. I like being surprised. It was really hard this month because there were so many great fairy tale retellings that follow strong female characters. So honestly, if you're into that, stop in or shoot us an email or, hit us up here on YouTube or Facebook and let us know if you want any, readers advisory. So if you want us to tell you some other titles, because we definitely know them and have them here at the library. So,
or if you want us to read more for the podcast.
Yes. Let us know if you want to hear, if there's a title that you're interested in reading or you want to know more about. Yeah, let us know. We'll absolutely, take a read and maybe we'll talk about it here. So I love that. Well, Everett, thank you so much for joining us. Next month, we're going to be doing poetry. So it's been a while since we visited that. We've got some great stuff coming up for May. We'll be doing some beach reads. And then June is going to be our summer reading program. So it'll be themed towards that for 2026, which is exciting. And we've got lots of great stuff coming later this year. So stay tuned. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.